What's going on? It's time to break into the truck here. Today we're going to be, it's our first full day tinkering with it, playing with it, getting some stuff in the truck. Got some soap that I'm going to put in the tank. Got my pump sprayer and brush and my gutter cleaning bucket back there. We're going to get the ladders on. We're going to fill up all these tanks. I'm going to try to mount the pressure washer. Where is it? The pressure washer to the skid. So be interesting. See how it goes. Okay, so the pressure washer, they're usually nuts and bolts. They go down to the bottom. We hit them with the PB blaster, and then we were able to get two out, and just a couple more turns here on each of these, and we'll be able to get the pressure washer off of the rack here. Figured it wouldn't be a bad time to change the oil on the pressure washer as well. Alright, so next on the to-do list is filling up these tanks. We got the hose coming into the splitter here. I got both these valves turned on so I can fill both tanks. I can fill both tanks at the same time. Once the water tanks are full, then we'll get ready to mount this pressure washer on. Then we're going to fill up the chem tank. Then we're going to fill up the soap tank. Alright, so both the water tanks are filled up. So we turned off these two knobs, just opened up this one right here. That's coming over to the soap tank. So we put the remaining of our roof snot in there. It's filling up. Get a nice mix in there. And that's already pre-diluted. And when you turn on proportioner here, you're gonna mix it with more water and the already diluted down soap, so it's not straight soap in the soap tank. We'll fill that up a little bit. I don't really use a whole lot of soap, so that's probably gonna be good right there. I'm gonna turn that water off. Okay. Next thing we need to do is this is the feed of the water. When you turn this on, and a little water should come out of there. There it comes. So that's going to feed the pressure washer. And then we're going to slide in, see if we can get that to focus. For some reason it doesn't want to focus, but you guys can see here it's a barbed male end, a lot similar to what's being used here. There we go, being used there. Those are females, so we'll barb this end to right there, cut that line, make it a little shorter, and then that is what will feed in to here. And the only thing I'm not going to be able to do today is I need to go online and get an adapter that'll go from here into there. So we'll get the pressure washer mounted, hooked up to a water source. I went to Home Depot. They didn't have that adapter. They usually do. They're out. So we'll just, there's no rush to get it. We'll get it and hook it up and see if I can get, I really only need like a 3-foot connector. So maybe we can find that online as well. Okay, so we got the Honda pressure washer mounted on. Looks pretty good. I was going to film that, but it turned out to be a little bit more of a struggle than I thought. Got the hose clamp with the male barb in there. Just runs under and then meets over here at the supply. So it looks pretty good. And like I said, the only thing I couldn't do today was connect these. So I'm going to find some parts online, and we'll get that hooked up shortly. Last thing we need to do is get some of this chlorine into that tank. So what we have here is the old 100-gallon tank that we were using before. The old 5.5 gallon per minute pump that we were using before, and one of the old batteries. What we are going to do, we're going to see how this works out. We're going to at least try it today. I'm going to put this chlorine into that tank, and then use this pump to pump it into that tank. And we're going to, basically the reason I'm doing this is I want to minimize spillage. When I used to use this tank on my truck in batch mix, I would have tons of spillage. It would cause a mess. I constantly have to be rinsing. Obviously this stuff's brand new. It looks great. I don't want to have spillage in the truck, and I'm thinking that this will keep us away from it. So from now on, when I go and get a full trailer, this is all stuff that I used before the newer setup. When I come with a new trailer, I will then dump it into here. It's going to take a little time, but again, it's going to save me a mess. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, change of plans. Instead of using this tank, which I do plan on using in the future, it's just there's a lot of dirt and debris at the bottom, which I don't want going through my new pumps. So that needs to be cleaned out, but it is very, very hot today, so I'm just not messing with it. So what I decided to do instead, just temporarily, it's not the most efficient way, which is why we're going to use the tank, but we set up a pump, and this one's just about dry. Just a little bit more. Gurgle, 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 gurgle. And then when I'm not recording, this will go a little faster because I'll just go from one 5-gallon pail to the next, but the hoses run up and into the chem tank. So I don't know if we can see. I only put 5 gallons in there, but yep, see down in there, nice and yellow. So it'll work for now, but in the future I do want to be able to come home with a load of pallet chlorine, take a little time and just fill this up. You know, it might take a half hour or so, but get that full, and then I can get my deposits back faster to the chlorine supply shop, and then if I need to just throw in 25 gallons, 5 gallons, 10 gallons, just top off whatever I need to do, I can just come here, throw the pump on, and then fill up basically like a gas station, which is what we want to do. We're not going to be able to do that today though, but this is going to work fine. So we'll get this get the tank filled up, be good to go. This is turning out to be working pretty well. Just about empty in this container. Got a couple primed up here. I'm gonna get the last few drops out of this tank. Now this tank was kind of laying on its side, and I think it leaked some out. This one's only about half full. But again, these are 5-gallon tanks, and it's a 5.5 gallon per minute pump, so it really doesn't take all that long. It's not that bad actually. I'll have to figure out. I'll have to try this way, and then I'll try using the tank and see which way I like better, because this is actually going pretty quick. I mean, if you take the time and take the tops off, line them up, it might not be so bad. And again, the whole point of doing this is to keep the spillage down to the chlorine all over the back of the truck, which I had a fair amount the last time. As you can see, it's even harder now. So before, when I had my the other setup, it'd be a lot easier to get in there. There's no way. The cap is right there. See the hose? The hose is going in right there. So we got the bars and the reels. I don't want to be getting up there one at a time with a 5 gallon pump. what am I saying, 5-gallon container of chlorine. There we go. It's filling up. So this isn't the best way, but it's not a bad way. It's not a bad way at all. There you go. I'll push that down a little bit. Set up a couple more. Get them in line. Wrench. I was watching some other guys' videos lately, and some of them live in some pretty nice areas. I don't know about you guys, but you can go to chemical dealers and pull up to these 4,000-gallon tanks of chlorine, bleach, whatever you're using. I'm sure there's a lot more, but of course this guy was a soft washer. He was using either chlorine or bleach. You can pull up to these things, and it's basically a gas pump. I'm sure it's metered. You probably just fill up your tank. You drop in basically a nozzle like you're filling up your truck or your car. And man, I wish I had some of that around here. It really does get it is a pain having to buy a pallet at a time. Got to come home, hook up the trailer, wait in line, and then of course I got to do this. It would be nice to just have a big chem supplier around here, and you know, maybe there is. I gotta look, but I know there's not one in the immediate area, which means I'd have to drive, and then you gotta factor in how often it's going, how far is the drive. So it's something I'm gonna look into, see if I have anything like that around me. It's pretty cool though. It's pretty convenient. I've only been filming for 4 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Got 25 gallons done so far. A little less because that one wasn't completely full. Alright, that's really about it for that one. Okay, I gotta put the camera down for a minute, see if I can get these last 3 primed up over here. Alright, we got the last 3 sitting here. It's a little lip on the trailer, so it's kind of naturally tipping them forward a little bit, which I think will help a little bit getting those last few drops. Pull my pump closer. Not bad, not bad. Probably hard to tell, but this is empty up here. You see the yellow. And there is a 20-gallon mark. I think we're about, let's see on the side of this bar. We're getting there. The very last thing that I need to do today is just put the ladders up there, and we'll be ready to go to do some jobs tomorrow. And then I'll be showing that using the skid, and I'm excited to use it. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve to it. Now that right there, those reels and those water tanks, you can switch between chlorine and water, and soap, or just water. Now a lot of guys that I've talked to will flow just water out of the hose. Say we're using the red side, out of the hose. You'll go and wet down the vegetation, get everything ready, then you'll switch over to the chem, the soap, spray down the house, then go back to the truck, turn off the cam, turn off the soap, run through the line. Kind of seems like a lot. I mean, the way that this truck is set up is beautiful in itself. I do have over on the right hand side up by the cab in the bed, you can't really see it from here, but there is about 100 feet of hose that I still plan on for a while until I get used to using the truck and everything, and the skid. Let's see, here it is. That's extra pressure wash hose right here, the hose that I've been using for a while. I think I'm still going to hook that up to the homeowner's house and use that to rinse. We'll see. Again, it's a bit of a learning curve. We'll see what works the best, but she's a beaut. Look at that. All those empties. We've been working out here. We've been working. Actually, the other thing too, being able to meter this now, being able to meter this and decide whether I want a lot of chem for a really mossy, dirty roof, really algae covered house, or just a little bit, I think that that's really going to be able to help me cut down on my costs. I think I'm going to be able to stretch a pallet of chlorine a lot further, a lot further, because when I was using that tank, batch mixing, I would throw in, let's say, 30 gallons of chlorine, make a really nice, strong batch to go and do a mossy roof in the morning, and then in the afternoon I had to do just, you know, a normal house wash, but I'm still using the same mix from the morning, and it's not needed. I didn't need all that chlorine for the house wash, so now I can dial it down. I think I'm going to be able to stretch a pallet of chlorine a lot further, a lot further. So we got one more 5-gallon container, and we'll be good to go. Okay, last but not least, we got the ladders up there tied off. We're basically done for the day. It's hot. Water tanks are full. Got about 50 gallons of chlorine in there, so we'll have to re-up on a pallet of chlorine later this week. I did get this at the store today. It's an adapter, quick connect, so this will connect onto the ball valve here and then connect to my pressure washer wand, which I need a new one. And another project coming soon is when I bought back on my old truck, the old setup over on this side, there was the two reels. One was a water line, one was chem with a red hose. When I bought that red hose and the pump and stuff, it came with this squeeze handle, which I want to try out instead of the wands. So I've used the wands on my last truck, which I like. They're great. I might take one of these off at the banjo here, and then add this in. And then I bought a 4-inch riser. And then on my last wand, basically have the same thing here. So we'll put a quick connect in on the end, and we'll be able to put on these attachments and the J-rod and a few other things. I just want to try it out. I've been in some situations where you're spraying and you can't quite get the nozzle off, and you spray more than you want to, or you spray something you don't want to, where this is just a quick, when you're done, when you don't want any more, you just let go. So I'm going to give that a shot. So I'll let you guys know what I think about that, and we'll be doing that shortly. So all right, well, see if I can flip it around here. Thanks guys for tuning in, and more to come. We got some jobs coming this week. We're going to be using the skid for the first time. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and thanks for following along.